The lady from Uncle. The lady.
Hi, today I want to take a look at the difference between a Google account's hacking and its YouTube channel's hijacking and what is known as a third-party ownership dispute. Now, this is something that I get asked to explain quite a lot, and here it is. A Google account's hacking and its YouTube channel's hijacking is when the hacker takes actions that leave clear signs that they have hacked your Google account and hijacked your YouTube channel. And a third party ownership dispute is when the hacker didn't have to hack your Google account and somehow got access to your Google account and your YouTube channel in some other way. And it doesn't matter who owned the YouTube channel or the Google account before the hacking. All that matters is whether or not there are signs of active hacking. Using an analogy, and I don't really care to do this, imagine you go away on holiday and you lock your house and you set the alarm, and a burglar comes along, smashes your front door, disables the alarm, and steals your valuables. You report this to the police, they send in their forensics team, and their forensics teams finds the evidence of the burglary. They find the smashed door, the disabled alarm, they find fingerprints, and then imagine the difference if you go on holiday and you forget to lock your front door and you don't set the alarm. The burglar walks into your home and leaves absolutely no trace of the fact that they broke in, because in fact they didn't break in. You essentially gave them access. Now, it's not a case of he says, she says. It really is a case of, is there evidence of a hacking or is there not? And unfortunately, when there is no evidence of hacking and somebody else has use of your Google account and or its YouTube brand account, then that becomes a third-party ownership dispute. So it's not that YouTube doubt that you previously owned the YouTube brand account. It is that they don't see any evidence that it was hacked away from you. I hope this helps in understanding the difference between the two, because I know it is a very upsetting scenario to encounter. But unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about the fact that there is no evidence. You can't supply it retrospectively. You can't plant a broken door or a set alarm that had to be disabled. Now, the evidence of hacking is something that is only visible for 9 months after the fact. And the reason for that, here's the information on that, is because of Google's data retention policy. There are two reasons for it, and the primary one is legal. When we put our information out on the internet, we have legal rights for that data to be dealt with properly. And Google's policy is to remove much of the data that we store on Google sites, on Google servers, after 9 months. And the other reason is that there are allegedly nearly 2 billion Google accounts. In fact, I know that there is quite a few more, but never mind. The point is that there is no way that Google would keep all of that data forever on their servers. And looking at the policy quickly, if you want to have a look at it, I'll give you the links to the various policies in the video description below. But bear in mind that in order for you to successfully get support from YouTube Creator Support with a YouTube channel's hijacking, you must be able to report it within the first 9 months of it happening, and there must be evidence that it was in fact hacked. That is not something that you can provide. It either exists or it doesn't. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.